Hi to everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here today again for the African show. So I can see Joseph has tuned in. I'm sure the whole African no friends. I think they're there. Allô, tonton?
Allô, allô?
Oh, vous êtes là? Ok, c'est
Je suis
bien.
déjà là. Oui, oui.
Ok, c'est
Je viens.
bien.
Vraiment,
Oh,
aujourd'hui.
ah, vous êtes la bienvenue.
Ok, merci beaucoup. Je suis seul. Les amis ne sont pas venus. Aujourd'hui, c'est un jour férié en RDC. Peut-être ils
C'est
ont
un
eu
jour
des...
fait. Ah, c'est un jour férié?
Oui, oui, c'est un jour férié. C'est la fête de martyrs de l'indépendance.
Ah, l'indépendance du Congo?
Oui, c'était la fête des martyrs de l'indépendance du Congo. Alors,
Ok.
les amis ne sont pas venus. Je ne sais pas pourquoi.
Ah, peut-être qu'ils vont venir en retard.
Oui.
Okay, dear friends, as Joseph was come with was joined the meeting and he's saying the other friends have not turned up because today is kind of a public holiday in the Congo, celebrating the Day of Independence, something like that. So maybe they could be caught up in the festivities or whatever. Um, and I begin to ask concerning independence for most African countries, it doesn't exist at all because in one way or the other, there are policies, there are restrictions, there are conditions uh, that bind them and still make them very dependent. So, Duane, can you even talk about the notion of independence in this world? Because we seem to be hemmed in on all sides. No matter how we try to be self-sufficient and independent, there are always some things that compromise us. So what do you say about this, Duane?
We're in creation here, and it's very real with what's taking place, and it's at that point because we've all agreed in some way to be at this point. It's just really very simple. So, through that agreement, now all of a sudden, the effects have shown up from what we've decided consciously and unconsciously, and now we have to deal with it. So, looking for different ways, usually outer ways, other people, situations, governments, what have you, to have these situations fixed. Well, realistically, again, we're in creation. Everything in creation is in some way referencing how to recognize business, because that's everything. And so at this point where it's really bad, accordingly to the personal self, and we want it to be more comfortable, all right, well, it's not, is it? So how do we deal with this? Well, again, every person will struggle with it for themselves until they come to that point. It's just, this is how it is right now in creation. This is the personal self and how it sees its life, and that is that it's all about waking up to something else, but as the individual is created as personal self, and it just keeps relating to creation only, and does not have uh, the awareness, that real recognition that there is something else, well, then you just have to keep dealing with cause and effect creation. You know, the old way was with, praying to the gods or having your spiritual master help you with this and that. Well, yeah, that's come to a certain point. Now comes the bigger view for the individual and the bigger challenge to recognize this. So it's not a matter so much, you do the best you can here in the physical of fixing things, because again, it's cause and effect. The reality is that for me, when as these things come into my life and I'm dealing with a lot, again, I more adamantly focus on the is and seeing how to continually better recognizing it, because I have that awareness with it. So, and this is what we're trying to do here for the world, is show them that they do have this opportunity, but without it, they're just going to go. They're just going to stay in cause and effect situations with creation, looking for ideas like, praying to their gods or their spiritual master or whatever, looking for enlightenment and all these things. Or here on the earth, it's usually confronting the governments that rule people that are suppressing them. So until they come to the point where they can start to see more than just their personal self and their five bodies in creation, well, they're going to struggle with it. So, and that's going to be up to each person how they deal with that. Just like anything, just like getting food on the table every day, each person decides how they're going to do that. So, you have to see that. So there's no answer. It's individual. So again, as things get worse and worse here, because they're going to continually do that because of the agreements that are in place. So as people look to the authorities who are ruining the planet, they're thinking that the authorities will do something, where actually their agreement is with those that are doing the most harm and damage. So how is it that this can be compensated or overcome? Well, that's with recognizing your real awareness. There's that position that's indifferent to creation. And so, yeah, that's the big challenge. And here it is at that point, and all the old ways of praying to the gods. I see it myself many times on Facebook or what have you, the fires in Australia, etc. And yeah, I know Africa is going through it, and everywhere around the world, especially the United States here, in every country, it's all this suppression and all this control. And people can pray and love all they want, but guess what? It's just like your car. Can you pray and love your car and think that it's going to fill the tank with gas? Well, it's not going to do it. Those were cute ideas that we went through. They kept us going for a while in the past, but right now it's the new nowness. And it's really learning how to focus and making this awareness present, and the nowness being now, and recognizing this reality that is all life. And again, this is why we're here. We're not here to have a comfortable life. So right now, everything is what it is. And as you can see, as we've done these Skypes over the years, it has not gotten better. It's gotten worse. Not predicting doom here. That's not the idea. The idea is that, face up to what it is. Look at what you're agreeing to in your personal life too. If you're looking for comfort and happiness, if that is, what you're chasing, well, good luck, because really, like freedom or implied freedoms, it's not here. There's no freedom here. There's no life here, really. It's all a simulator. We're in a simulator, and until we recognize there's something else that is more real, that is real, all real, then the struggle goes on. And so that's really how it is. In each person's situation, well, they have to deal with it, And it's all about your real awareness with those 5 bodies and recognizing what's taking place and your agreements, etc., to that consciously and unconsciously. So as the individual tries to comfort themselves, tries to compensate what's going on, okay, yeah, you do the best you can. If it's cold in your house, you turn on the heat. All right, so you have that temporary comfort. But it's going to get cold again in your house. So you got to keep doing that for the personal self. So in the meantime, are you focusing on the is and learning to recognize it? Or are you just looking to be okay with the personal self growing old and that's it? So again, as I write, and as I've written the books and as I write in Facebook and share these things, etc., these are hints. And yeah, it's we're in a war zone. And just like Paul said, and it's very true, this is a warring universe because people have made it so. They've agreed. And just like people joining the military, they think that they're defending their country. They think that they're defending something that's noble and right to do, etc. Well, no, it just adds to it, is all it does. And until people just, do not agree with what they're agreeing, well, then it's just going to keep happening, isn't it? So it's not about changing the systems or trying to be more comfortable. It's making sense of the situation. You got to figure it out while you're here. And again, it's all about recognizing the isness. And if the person doesn't this lifetime, then they stay the effects of themselves, continually cause and effect. So, as people come into this, they kind of replace the God idea or the master idea with what this is and expecting a new presentation to do something. Well, that's a fallacy. The new presentation is a presentation. It's presenting what's possible, but the individual, again, it's like if we were a job corps or a position to where we provide employment, as people come in, they qualify, they learn to qualify themselves. That's what they do. We don't do the work for them. Nobody else does the thinking for them. Everybody qualifies themselves. And so as this is presented to people, they must learn to qualify themselves and also out into the world and life. Everything we meet is all about becoming more aware. And until the individual understands that, they are simply going to chase being comfortable in some way. And they're just dealing with cause and effect. So there's 2 factors here, basically. That is the personal self and how it sees things and how it's been raised and how it deals with whatever. And then there's the real awareness, recognizing that and how it decides with its intent to see this true reality. And again, this is why we're here. It's not about what's really going on with the lifestyle and even how the indigenous people lived and etc., how they lived with the all-natural environment. That's very secondary too. Now is the time to recognize the is. Well, it's here. And in those past lives, it was present, but the reference wasn't there. But now the reference is here, and the outer situations are a lot worse. So again, it is a challenge to wake up, isn't it? But fortunately for this world, we are here. The hints are here, the real guides are here, but the individual has to take the risk to see it and learn how to figure it out. Go ahead, Charles.
Thank you, Duane. Oui, tonton?
Présent.
Oui, je vois les gens là. Est-ce qu'ils ne participent pas? Allô, tonton? Allô?
Allô?
Oui, je vois les gens dehors. Est-ce que c'est pas le New Friend?
Non, ça c'est mon beau-fils et sa femme. Ce ne sont pas les New Friends, c'est la famille.
Ils ne vont pas nous déranger?
Non, ne dérange à rien.
Ok. Ah bon, je parlais de la question de l'indépendance, autosuffisance, que l'indépendance suppose. Duane nous a dit qu'il n'y a pas, il n'y a pas quand on est dans ce monde, il n'y a pas l'indépendance. On est toujours lié aux choses qu'on ne veut pas. Et chacun doit utiliser sa volonté personnelle pour décider pourquoi il est ici, et là où il va aller après cette vie. Mais beaucoup de gens gaspillent la vie jusqu'à ils deviennent très vieux et ils meurent et reviennent ici. Et ils ne peuvent pas se rappeler qu'il était déjà ici. Donc on doit utiliser notre conscience, notre volonté pour découvrir le nouveau vice qui est maintenant ici avec nous. Elle a toujours été avec nous, mais ça c'est le moment très capital pour le reconnaître. Bon, je sais que tu as des questions, donc tu peux me poser tes questions et je veux traduire.
Vous avez écrit une série de questions. Est-ce que vous aviez pris connaissance d'une série de questions que je vous avais écrites?
J'ai seulement vu une question là, comment les gens sont célèbres, les célébrités de ce monde, les footballeurs, les musiciens et tout ça, ils utilisent la magie. Quel est notre sort?
Oui,
n'est-ce pas?
Oui, c'est ça.
Quel est notre sort?
Ça veut dire que nous dansons une musique et cette musique est copiée dans le monde astral par la magie. Mais nous nous présentons comme des fourmis sur les cycles, nous achetons des bandes, des cassettes et nous dansons cette musique-là. Ce n'est pas seulement les musiciens, c'est dans beaucoup de domaines. Il y a des inventaires de tout genre qui inventent les parfums, mais avec nous achetons les parfums là, nous mettons. Est-ce que ça peut nous apporter malédiction, ça peut nous apporter bonheur? Il n'y a pas seulement les inventaires, il y a l'alchimie, les gens qui fabriquent même la nourriture, fabriquent même à la chasse, les chasseurs fabriquent des animaux. Et ils tuent, ils l'amènent à la société pour vendre tout ça. Donc c'est dans tous les domaines possibles. Il y a les minéraux, on trafique, on fabrique les minéraux, on donne les sacrifices dans les mines d'or, des diamants, et la population va creuser. Et quand nous aussi nous allons creuser, nous ramassons cette fortune dans les mines d'or, des diamants. Et quel sera notre sort? Allô, Charles?
Oui, j'ai bien compris.
C'est ça.
Ok, merci.